Clues into the investigation of the missing plane. The battery on one of the underwater pingers may not have been working, making finding the plane in the first few weeks of the search nearly impossible. This as the search for any signs of the missing plane continues. MH370 was on its way from Beijing to Kuala Lumpur, you'll recall, when it vanished without a trace. Joining me now from Denver is former NTSB investigator Greg Fife. Greg, thanks so much for being with us. First, this word about the battery that powered one of the pingers, which was supposed to be powered up for 30 days, expired back in December 2012. That's more than a year before the plane disappeared. How important is that?
Well, it's important from the standpoint that apparently there was a paperwork issue. The Malaysians are saying that the battery did in fact get changed, but there is no formal record of that. So it's been basically asserted that the battery on one of the black boxes, or the pinger, if you will, was not operable. But again, in the grand scheme of things, you still have the second black box. You could have identified, if we knew where the wreckage was, you could have found those boxes, because they're probably within close proximity to each other in the wreckage.
And Greg, what about the fact that they spent so much time in those early days going in the wrong direction, thinking that the plane had doubled back and expanding a search area which turned out to be false?
I think, Andrea, that's probably one of the largest issues. The fact that the Malaysians delayed so long in getting any kind of search effort going. Had they gotten the search effort going a lot sooner because of the poor communication between all of the various ATC groups, they may have been able to track the airplane. But then when they put the airplane in a particular area and started putting assets down there trying to find these pingers, only to find out that one of the pingers may not have been operable. It's interesting that a year later we're finding this out. Why didn't this information come out before? Because that may have altered the course of where they searched and how they searched.
A year later, have they corrected the gaps in communication between those ATC groups?
That's a hard question to answer, Andrea, only because we don't know what they're doing. We know what they said they've done. We know that they are coordinating and that they're trying to tighten up those notifications. But if they are actually in practice or not, that's yet to be determined. Hopefully we will never find out again.
And the search area now is the size of West Virginia. They've searched about 40% of it. Do you expect that they will ever find this wreckage?
Andrea, I'm not real confident of it. That's a vast ocean out there. They spent a lot of time and assets in what they believe was the wrong place. They've moved further west. The further west and the further south you go in the Indian Ocean, it gets deeper. It's more expansive there. I think that if they do find it, it is really, I mean, this is the proverbial needle in a haystack, except I'm not very confident that they're going to find anything in this search.
Greg Fife, thank you so much. A year later, indeed.
You're welcome.
And after a break.